Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about breakout player Mark Williams, the 15th overall pick in last year's NBA draft. And Mark Williams had a great rookie year, 9 points a game, 7.7 rebounds on 63.7% shooting while getting a block a night. He was efficient enough to rank among the top 150 players in the NBA amongst various advanced stats according to Hoops Hype. Shout out for Hoops Hype for this information. Link to the article will be in the description. They write that Mark Williams last year was top 150 in the VORP and the BPM stats, peaking in the top 40 in league-wide player efficiency rating at 19.8. League average is 15, but he didn't really blow anybody out of the water if you weren't watching him. His team went 27-55, ranked third from last in net rating. And Mark Williams, alarm went off, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Williams this year has said, I'm gonna hit the ground running. People aren't gonna realize who I am. 14 points a night, 10.5 rebounds, 67.5% true shooting through 14 games, 1 block, 1 steal a night. This guy's been on a mission. And the thing is he's been making the Hornets 22.6 points per 100 possessions better when he's on the floor, thanks to his incredible rebounding ability and paint skills. And given that LaMelo Ball is borderline an all NBA player, these two are the franchise cornerstones, LaMelo and Mark Williams. Mark Williams had a 7'6" wingspan that made him one of the longest players in NBA history. And I think Victor Wembanyama and Taco Falls are the only guys with bigger wingspans. I guess Taco, because Vic didn't go to the combine. Now, ahead of the Wednesday night game against the Washington Wizards, which was 117 to 114 win for the Hornets, Williams was responsible for 11 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And he was +6 on the box, plus minus. And the 7-footer is already sat inside the top 10 league-wide in player efficiency rating and win shares per 48 minutes, but even the advanced metrics don't value how efficient this guy has been and how he's been able to create for others. It's unclear what his stealing was, but if you guys remember pre-draft, people were arguing you either like Mark Williams or Jalen Duren, and I think Mark Williams, he just shoots 68.5% at the foul stripe, and he doesn't have much of a jumper, and he has yet to attempt an NBA 3. And his pick and roll finishing is just above league average. He finishes right now 63rd percentile at 1.21 points per possession in that play type. However, Steve Clifford says that he thinks Mark Williams will develop a 3-point shot. He told Michael Scotto of Hoops at this, quote, "The big key for him offensively is running the floor, screening, rolling, and eventually he'll be a 3-point shooter." I don't have any questions about that. I don't know if he'll be here early in the year. This is where the thumb injury set him back a little bit, but he's a lot more instinctively offensive than I realized when we first got him, end quote. Steve Clifford told Michael Scotto. And there are more positive outside observations, like he's a decent creator out of the short roll with 1.5 nightly assists on his second season. That's more than Hassan Whiteside and Tyson Chandler ever averaged in their careers. And he doesn't try to do too much with the ball, he has very low turnover rates. But I think Mark Williams switching out on Drew and Tatum, which allowed Brandon Miller to switch out on stretch fives, which is really cool. And we got to see the way he's the 3rd best offensive rebounding rate big in the league, and he's a guy who can offensive rebound, finish, and potentially hit long jumpers, and he can switch onto wings and guards without being exposed, as he's been able to battle and defend the ball handlers. So it's clear that the Hornets could have a top 10 center for the years to come. And what's incredibly is that he's probably not Bam Adebayo, but he's probably kind of like this, he's got switchability, which is rare to find in someone his size.